All right, good morning, traders.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. All right, it's good to have everybody on board. It's a new day.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Madam Monaji.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's get started. So today is Friday, the 22nd of March, 2024, and we have some fundamental events today. We'll look briefly at the fundamentals, and we'll look at the technical projection. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed. All right. So by 8 o'clock this morning, that's just less than 40 minutes from now, we have a news from the United Kingdom. Good morning, Sammy. And that's retail sales. Now, retail sales is usually, a high impact event. So we should expect some volatility across the pound pairs, for this news. So like I said, we should expect some, volatility across the pound for the retail sales event by 8 o'clock. If the actual is greater than forecast, we'll be looking to buy the pound. And if the actual is less than forecast, we'll be looking to sell the pound. That is, we could look at selling GBP, USD, GBP, CHF, GBP, CAD, GBP, JPY, and the rest like that. But we'll look specifically at the ones that are really ready for trading or that has better potential, rather, of moving for this news event. Then by 10 o'clock, we have a German IFO business climate for Eurozone, and we have the Euro Summit all day. Now, all day could come up anytime, but the one that will happen for 10 o'clock is specifically 10. But the one that's all day means during the trading day, this activity is going on. So we should expect some activity on the Euro pairs, because of these two events. So we should be cautious about trading Euro, especially this morning. We need to take a lot of caution. And later in the afternoon, we have core retail sales and retail sales from Canada. Both events are very similar. So personally, my own view, I don't think there should be a conflict. If you have a green, it means we are buying, the card. And if we have a red, it means we are selling the card. So let's look out for that in the afternoon. And by 2 p.m., we'll have Fed Chair Powell is going to speak. Now, this is a speech, and I will rather advise you not to be in the market, possibly at that period, because we don't know the direction that speech will take. It could really, ruffle the markets. Markets could get really unstable because of that speech. So the tradable ones we're looking at this today, we have the pound by 8 a.m. and the CAD by 1:30 p.m. Those are the fundamentals that are really, really tradable. The German IFO climate is a medium impact event. It may not really impact upon the market so much. More so for the other Euro summit, that one is almost all day. So we'd rather just take caution around trading the Euro. But then we could trade the pound and the CAD. So I'm going to switch over now to the technicals and look at our projection from the technical perspective. All right, now for the pound news, I have a setup already, which is a very, very very nice setup. Let me put it that way. I don't know what other names to call it, and that's on the GBP CHF. There was a lot of movement in the market yesterday. Some things didn't even go as planned as regards the news that were forecasted. Such could happen. You won't be winning all day, even though it wasn't really a loss, but the market didn't really go in line with our expectation yesterday. But then there's always another day to make, profit. Now, this is GBP and this instrument closed as a rejection candle on the daily time frame. Not just the daily, if you go over to the weekly, the resistance holds even on the weekly. You can see we have a resistance, a valid resistance here also, and this is the candle. Okay, this is the weekly candle, but the candle of yesterday actually closed on that level. And if you've attended my training, rejection candles are very essential because they give a lot of tradable trading opportunities. When you have a rejection candle close on a resistance level, it means just one thing, and that is reversal breakout. That's what it means. So technically, we're looking for a bearish breakout on GBPCHF. We're looking for a bearish breakout on GBPCHF. We could actually have a resistance zone, which covers this whole area. So our pin bar is well protected, getting ready for a bearish movement. Now, if we decide to zoom down to 4 hour, now don't forget we were looking at a bearish outlook on GVCHF for the week, in the weekly outlook, though it has not sold, rather it's been buying. So this could be the opportunity this instrument will have to get the bearish breakout that we've analyzed for it right from the beginning of the week. So we can just draw a trend line both at the front and the back like this, and we end up with a rising wedge. So on the daily time frame, we have a resistance, we have a rejection candle. On the 4 hour, we have a rising wedge. Everything is pointing down to a bearish breakout. So if the news by 8 o'clock, the retail sales, if it favors the pound, this is what will happen, just like I gave for the news yesterday. If it favors the pound, price will buy. There's enough room to go up and hit the resistance up there. But then the longer term movement is if it does not favor, that will break out more. As in, the one that will break out downwards will move more. It will move more, even it will trigger a swing trade on GBCHF, which will even span beyond today, till next week. So the longer term, you could actually look at that. So I could take a bearish position, because part of the ways we trade fundamental news is to have directional bias ahead of the news. If you have not watched the news on how to trade fundamentals, you can go back to my YouTube channel, Learn Forex with Ruti Mulali. There's a video there on how to trade fundamentals trading strategies. That's the title. You will have an understanding of how fundamental trading, actually works. So I'm bearish biased on GBCHF, ahead of this news. So if the news comes out actual less than forecast, you can safely trigger a sell on a GBPCHF. Now, most other GBP pairs already have some bearish activity on them at the moment. So I wouldn't know, some of them may not, move so much since the bearish, setup has already been triggered. Like yesterday, I gave this analysis on the GBP-JPY that it was forming a head and shoulder. This was a technical, it was not part of the fundamentals, if you remember, it was the technicals. And it really price went in line, with that forecast. And GBJPY sold to the tune of to Fibonacci 50. It just got there in the last 1 hour at 109 pips. So this worked yesterday. Will it still continue selling today? Let's look. Now, okay, there's a possibility this might still sell again today, and the reason why I'm looking at that is this. On the daily time frame for GBP-JPY, we have a reversal. Now, when you have this bullish candle, the green one, is called a Marubozu. A Marubozu, when you have a full candle, this is also like a Marubozu. When you have it at the top of an uptrend, it indicates a possible continuation or reversal. But then when you have a Marubozu, a bullish Marubozu, and the next one is the same size like you're having it now, it indicates a reversal. So from candlestick patterns, I can tell you that GBP-JPY also is getting ready for a bearish breakout, just like GBP-CHF. So if the news comes out by 8 o'clock, and it does not favor the pound, we can safely look at selling GBP-JSF. But I'll take preference on GBP-CHF first, GBP-CHF, and possibly GBP-JPY. And another confirmation to the GBP-JPY is that you can see that it's on a psychological level at 193.000. So that is a confirmation that we should expect a bearish reversal on this. But it's on the condition that if the actual comes out less than forecast for the pound news by 8 o'clock, that is less than 40 minutes from now. So I think we should just focus on these two instruments for that news event. Now, for the card, later in the afternoon, but then I even believe my colleague will still do better justice, in the afternoon. But then let's just look a little bit at the card. Now, GBP card, I was bearish on this instrument at the beginning of the week. What of GBP USD? Okay, let's take a look. For GBP USD, I would say I have a better and more precise analysis for the other pound pairs that I've mentioned, because they are evolving pattern. For GBP USD, there has been a massive break already yesterday. Now that doesn't mean it may not still, break out bearish, but for those other ones, they are just starting in the reversal thing. They are just reversing in the bearish direction. GBP USD has already moved, already had a massive breakout. It could still move, but for me, I would rather stick more with the ones that are, about moving, compared to GPUSD. But if GPUSD is your thing, why not? You can trade it, because, you can clearly see that price already broke the trend line on the daily time frame in a bearish direction. So this could also be, available for itself. But in my own analysis, in order of priority, I would take GBP CHF first, followed by GBP JPY, and possibly the GBP USD. So that's because in the order of how the setup is at the moment and the ones that will react faster, that's the order I will take the £3 instrument. For the card news in the afternoon, I gave a bearish outlook on card JPY yesterday. I said it was going to go bearish, and that's what we're seeing currently. Now on the daily time frame, we had an uptrend here, and the price, was expected to bounce off the uptrend. This is the third time price is touching. Please pardon my drawings. I'm not an artist. I'm a trader. So on the one, and we had some rejection candles, up there. That's here on that trend line. That's on the 4-hour. And on the 1 hour, we actually can see that price has broken out, in the bearish direction, in line with the, earlier forecast on this instrument. But then I would just prefer that we put a minor support here. So we're waiting for a further breakout downwards. Now, on a closer look, we can see that RSI is already below 50. MACD is already below 0. So technically, we are having a bearish outlook. But don't forget that we still need to see price break out below that minor support. So by 1:30 p.m., if the news comes out not to favor the card, you should expect a bearish breakout, on card JPY. I'm more favorable towards a bearish outlook. You're welcome, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you for that comment. So I'm more favorable towards a bearish outlook for card JPY. So if the news in the afternoon does not favor the card, that is the retail sales, the two events, retail sales and core retail sales, if it comes out bad for the card, then we expect the card JPY to sell, because the bearish outlook is the technical projection we have for this instrument, at the moment. I can also look at card CHF. We always look at both of them together, because they are the two instruments where the card is the base currency. Okay, Mr. Victor, I already said it. You're asking if the GBP news is green. If the GBP news is green, well, you can buy all three, but the ones I mentioned, or one or two of them, but the bullish movement will not be as much as the bearish movement would be, because for the bullish movement, there's a resistance, like the GBP CHF, for example, there is a resistance. I want to flip back to that. If the news comes out green, price could go up to hit a resistance up there. If it's your thing, if you are that fast to just catch a few pips, why not? It's retail sales. It can be volatile. That's the truth. Retail sales can be volatile. Just like yesterday, I made us understand that this news can be volatile, meaning Even if the news comes out against the technical bias, it will still move. And that's what happened. But it's always better when you have a directional bias. If you have a directional bias in mind, it doesn't mean that 100% of the time the thing will go in your direction, but you are trying to work on a discipline. So a trader doesn't just jump on anything. You must have a reason why you're jumping on a trade. Even if it means sometimes you have to let go of some trades because it did not align with your trading plan, you are still better off than someone that jumps after everything, all over the place. Because if you are in the habit of just picking up everything, later on you don't have a plan, it may backfire, on you. So technically we have a bearish outlook. However, if the news comes out good for the pound, you can buy. You can buy, but just note that there's a resistance zone. It may get up to where I'm showing you, or it may not get there. And we've seen cases where the news goes against the trend for just some few pips and later on reverse and goes in line with the original trend. So you don't want to get caught up, with all those kind of things. But if you know you can catch some pips going up, why not? And trade it and buy. All right, so I've showed us the pounds, CAD JPY. I was trying to look at CAD CHF.
Sorry, sir. Please, I didn't get what you say is happening to CAD JPY at H4 time frame for 4 hours. Please, sir. Did you say
Sorry,
that
I
is?
didn't get you one.
I said
Okay, you
that
said I should check
when
CAD
you are
JPY in 4 hours.
yes, sir.
Okay, I'll do that now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is CAD JPY on 4 hour time frame. It's bearish even on the 4 hour. We have a minor resistance zone right there. Even on the 4 hour, it's still a bearish outlook. I don't know if that answered the question, ma. It's still a
Yes,
bearish
sir.
outlook.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
For CAD CHF, okay, you can see that price is trending downwards. We have a downtrend and the current candle that's on the weekly time frame. So if you push it down to the daily, you can see that price is just touching that downtrend on the daily and even 4 hour and even 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what is likely happening now is a head and maybe a shoulder. This could be a shoulder that way, or it's already a head, and this could have been the second shoulder, and we're looking for a bearish breaker. But by and large, because the trend is coming from the weekly time frame, it will equally hold a bearish outlook on the CAD CHF. So just like the CAD JPY, if the news comes out bad for the CAD CHF will also sell. It's a bearish outlook for both the CAD JPY and the CAD CHF. Okay, so that's my outlook for the news we're trading today. But then I have some technical setup also for us, which could mature in the course of the day. And I quickly want to go to them. Then I've seen people are posting already. I'll attend to the post. Now, gold, has gotten to its all-time high. I was discussing with someone yesterday, except maybe we'll get other charting platforms, that extends beyond 2002, which is 22 years ago. This current price of $21,090 seems to be the highest price ever for gold. The same thing we saw on BTC, earlier in the week, BTC, or even last week, BTC got to its highest price ever. Now, what's the implication when the price hits its highest price ever? Two things will happen. We will experience a retracement, and we will have a continuation, to higher, price levels. But what I can see on on gold now, I'd seen this earlier yesterday, and it's just confirmed, is that yesterday's price closed closed on the rejection with a rejection candle on the daily time frame, but not just a rejection candle, but also on a resistance level. Rejection candle on a resistance level. On a resistance level. So this is telling us to prepare for a bearish movement on gold. Now, the major movement may not happen today because technically what I'm seeing here is actually the formation of a head and shoulder, which will lead to a massive breakout in the coming days and the coming weeks. So it may sell today, but then that's not the main one. It's just a temporary sell. It will sell to complete for price to hit this neckline, bounce back up, then later on fall. I think I'll really make a video of this over the weekend, for those who might want to watch the full analysis on gold. But for today, what will likely happen is that price may break out downwards. But I will advise we trade gold with a lot of caution because today is Friday. There could be instability in the market. Currently, there is no clear signal for a sell. There's no clear signal for a sell. And don't forget, I will have a speech by Fed Chair Powell in the afternoon. That could make gold to sell. But you don't trade such speeches because they can be very, very unstable. So if you're a gold trader, I'm not giving you a signal. If you need to stay out, please stay out. There could be a lot of instability on gold today, even though those instability may lead to it selling. But you just have to be very careful because we can't say directly it may sell, it may just do somehow, but pattern wise, I believe price may drop to this level and range in the same size of shoulder like this. We may experience such kind of range in the coming days before we now have a final sell. So please let me sound it clearly. I'm not giving a sell signal on gold. I'm not giving a sell signal on gold. However, if price drops to this support level, this support line, it's possible that we should experience a bounce back. That's the tradable setup. However, if I still see a tradable setup because of the day, we may drop it, but I'm always very careful of Fridays, especially in the afternoon. If you can't see any setup now, afternoon is not the best time. There may be a lot of instability. So I would rather see if we can wait for price to first drop to this level. Then we can look at, because then it will have dropped the support level, can look at riding the trend up, before the range really happens. So that's my outlook on gold. I also want to give, okay, let me check a minute. Euro JPY. Euro JPY is selling. The outlook yesterday was a bearish one. You may sell it, but please have your stop loss in place. We had the head and shoulder, and price has broken out. But I will advise you also take caution because there's an ongoing news on Euro. This their all-day event, and the event that will happen by 10 o'clock. So if you have been on that trade since yesterday, please put your stop loss in place. There could be instability because of the news. I think I will even encourage you not to enter a sell now, because except you have been on it since yesterday or early this morning, fine, put the stop loss in place. Otherwise, take your caution around Euro JPY. Okay, I think that should be all for now from me. I'll attend to those who are already dropping requests in the comment section. Yes, for USD JPY, and now that's one of the reasons why we have to be careful of trading gold, because for USD JPY on the daily time frame, price already hit the resistance level yesterday, on the daily time frame, and on the 4-hour time frame, it's forming a double top pattern. That was even a rejection candle before the current candle. This should lead to a bearish break on USDJPY. So if USDJPY is going to, this is more glaring. Gold is equally at a resistance level, with a rejection candle. And that's why you have to trade these instruments with a lot of caution. Be very careful of trading gold and USDJPY because they are both negatively correlated. It means they go in opposite direction most of the time. Now, if technically they go in opposite direction, but currently they now seem to be in the same direction, gold looks like it's going to sell, USDJPY looks like it's going to sell. To be honest, one of them will sell, one will buy. So you have to be careful of any trade relating to both of them. If it's possible to stay out, I would say that is more preferable. For USDJPY, it's a swing setup, and here is a double top. This becomes only tradable, when price. This becomes tradable only when price breaks out below the neckline, while we are seeing the head and shoulder on gold. So you can say which are both bearish patterns. So when I see this kind of a thing, to be honest, the best thing to do is just avoid both of them for now until there's clarity, in what the market is doing, because one will sell and one will buy. The one that will sell, we don't know yet. The one that will buy, we don't know yet until price gets to certain levels. So I would suggest we are very cautious around gold and the USDJPY. All right. So Paul Chooks is asking about DJ30. Okay, so we have DJ30 hit an uptrend on the weekly time frame. Thank you, Mr. John. So on the daily, we have price hit an uptrend, and on 1 hour, we may end up with a head and possibly a shoulder. So if you're to trade NAS 100, I would suggest you make your entry when price breaks, below the neckline, shoulder, head. There could be a second shoulder and a final breakout. So just follow this pattern in the course of the day and watch out to see for a break above the second shoulder to take a sell, on the NAS 100. Sorry, DJ30. I think that person asked about DJ30. Let me confirm again. Yes, DJ30. So I hold a bearish view on a DJ30. And another thing that could happen if price does not work, sometimes you cannot really box price into the corner. Price can do its thing. Price is actually the king. In case it does not happen, like that, the other possibility, let's zoom down to a lower time frame, like 15 minutes. Okay. Now, if it does not work with the head and shoulder, the other pattern that could work is that we have a rising wedge on the 15 minutes time frame, and we could as well look for a break below this current, minor support level. So if price breaks out below that level, you can also trigger a sell on a on DJ30, but then clearly wait for RSI to clearly wait below to go below 50 at that point. So those are the two possibilities I can see around DJ30, but ultimately we should expect a bearish movement on DJ30. Then Udemeldo is asking about BTC. So let's look at BTC USD. Just a minute. Okay. Now, I don't know. Okay, I think it was in the Lagos physical class yesterday that I mentioned that I still believe that price will break out in the bearish direction on the BTC. Two things could happen to BTC, and please take note, BTC for now is not, let me go to 1 hour so before I talk, so that I'll be talking based on informed, on having better information. And on the 1 hour, okay, let's go down to, I don't really like going out to 15 minutes on BTC, but sometimes it becomes necessary because the lower trend sometimes they are not too strong. That's why the list I look for many times could just be the 1 hour. All right, now we have a support, zone right here, which price bounced off upon hitting this zone. You can see that there was a bounce when price hit that zone. Currently, now in technical analysis, you trade what you see. Do I have another bias? But I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. Currently, what I'm seeing is the formation of an inverse head and shoulder on a support, which could lead to a bullish, breakout. Now it's on 4 hour and it's equally valid, on the 1 hour time frame. So if you go down to 1 hour, it's still valid. Now, this is what could happen if price breaks out above the neckline, which is this region, then we may have a buy on BTC USD. That may happen in the course of today. And please don't forget, BTC USD is always active on weekends also. So this analysis can also work beyond today. BTC is active. All the cryptos are trading. If you check our platform, they are all trading all through the weekend. So if you're there, you're a BTC trader, trading does not end on Friday for you. It's a 24-hour, 7-day thing, 7-day a week thing. So you can look beyond Friday. So if price breaks out upwards, then that it will mean that price breaks the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder, and that could lead to a bullish breakout. However, on the other side, if price does not break out upwards, the other possibility I'm seeing around BTC USD is actually a reversal downwards. So it's two ways. If it breaks out above that neckline up there, it's a buy. And if price breaks out below this current low here, it's a sell. So price is actually in between a buy and a sell on BTC USD. We're looking at this whole zone. A breakout upwards is a buy. And this is, both on 4 hour and 1 hour. A breakout below is a sell. Because why I believe that is this. If you go to the daily time frame, what I'm saying now, we can also confirm this with the line chart. Though unfortunately, I'm not sure. Okay, it's looking clearer now. On the line chart, we are seeing a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, and a breakout on the daily time frame. Excuse me. So on the daily time frame, we still have a possible long-term bearish breakout. But on 1 hour, if the inverse head and shoulder works and price breaks out above this neckline, it will be a buy and price will target the head, to target the tip of the head, which can become a resistance, So I have a short-term bullish outlook and a long-term bearish outlook on BTC USD. All right, so I've looked at DJ30 BTC. Okay, now NAS 100. Should be rounding up soon. Now, NAS 100 closed as a rejection candle on the resistance level yesterday. This is the resistance level, rejection candle on a resistance level. So technically, we're looking for a bearish breakout on this instrument today. But please take note, today is Friday. There are some things that may not happen on Fridays, unlike other days of the week. You know, we might need some more volatility for some things to happen on a Friday. But this is what I'm saying. You should expect a bearish breakout. So if price breaks out below the current trend line, it will be a time to sell NAS 100. So it's a bearish setup on NAS 100. Temple Innocence, how can we get to know when the prices are down or when it gets higher? I don't seem to understand that question. Maybe you can rephrase it. So I think I need more clarity so that I know how to respond. But if you say down, down could mean probably it's oversold. You know, higher could mean maybe it's overbought. But maybe you should just maybe you can use another phrase so that I can get what you are trying to say better. Okay, this Zoom user, you're just joining us. Please, let's always try to join on time so that we don't always need to recap. But eventually you came in late, you can still get to watch, the whole analysis session. I'm streaming live on my YouTube channel. The name is Learn Forex with Rotimi Olawale. You can go there to watch if you have missed any portion of this analysis. Learn Forex with Rotimi Olawale. So it's everything we've done so far, it's there. But then just to oblige you, because I believe this person may be new. You're asking about dollar index and gold. Now we said that gold technically has a bearish outlook, but I said we should be very cautious of just selling because we don't have a direct sell signal at the moment, so we take some caution around selling. And today is Friday. It's possible to have some instability, in the market. Yes, I know it's pointing downwards, but those who know me know that I can be very, very cautious about just entering trades anyhow. And for the dollar index, now the dollar index actually had a bearish, okay, it didn't have any outlook even at the beginning of the week, because I remember in my weekly outlook, for those who joined on Monday, there was really no directional bias on it. Though yesterday, from yesterday's candle, outlook, it's moving up, but I'm not really seeing a clear-cut pattern, like that. But if the dollar index seems to be moving up like we are seeing now, well, there's a possibility that could impact upon gold going down. But it's not just going up alone that I look at some other precision to be very certain of what's happening, because a candle, you don't just you look at a candle going up and say it's time to buy. No, there are patterns you look out for. For me, I'll be careful around the dollar today. I've said that, I've emphasized that repeatedly, even with USDJPY. Now you see what is happening. USDJPY looks like it's selling, gold is looking like it's selling. I tell you, one of them will reverse. So trade them with caution so that you don't end up in a loss. Now, that doesn't mean that sometimes it's not possible for both of them to go in the same direction, but that would be a very, very rare case, maybe 1 out of 10. You don't want to be caught up in a case when, things just doesn't go as planned. So it's better there are other currencies that will move and will not require all the stress of trying to, match dollar and gold. US GBP CHF is there. It's very strong, strongly bearish. The news comes out in 8 minutes time and it's a sell. That will break out massively in a sell. So trade instruments that you have more a higher probability, unlike the one that you enter it and along the line things could change. So that's my own professional advice on that. All right, I think I've attended to every question dropped on the platform this morning. I want to encourage us to trade safe. Today's Friday. Don't forget that could be instability in the market from around 12:01 thereabouts till the end of the day. So trade with caution, and please always make sure you use your stop loss. All right. So, and please by 8 o'clock when the news is released on the pound, if the news does not favor the pound, you can sell GBP CHF. In order of priority, GBP CHF, GBP JPY, and possibly GBP USD. But I would advise you just take like one or two. Don't dump all the three. So that's my advice. All right. So trade safe and enjoy the rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Have a great day.
You too, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.